On everybody, this is Jeff, Altcoin Buzz. Here we go. So, if you're anything like me and you hang out on Coin Market Cap and you like to see what's hitting it high and what's really knocking it out of the park, you might look at the last hour. You might see what's up. You might see what's down. Maybe you recognize any of these coins. You're like, okay, I'll buy it. Like, obviously, this is how does anyone even take this coin serious? I mean, it's stuff like this that's ridiculous. But you can also see what's up. Obviously, you can catch some of these coins might catch your attention, um, and you can learn. You can find a new one in there. You can look at the 24-hour. Because 1 hour might be something that's getting pumped and then going to get dumped. We've seen that a lot lately, or we've seen that a lot over time. Um, and then you obviously have the 7 day, which is more reliable and dependable. Um, I've found coins like ARC in here. I've found Chainlink in here. But anyway, what we're actually going to look at here is the volume over 24 hours. This is the real one that I like to look at. And when I was looking at this, I look at this quite often, and there's a couple coins that have come in here on the radar recently: H-Share, Qtum, Stellar Lumens. Though Stellar Lumens is the one that's caught my attention, and I will be honest with you, I didn't know too much about Stellar Lumens, so I decided to do some research. After I've done my research, I've decided to make this video to let you guys know about Stellar Lumens in case you're not looking at the 24-hour volume, but also to talk about what exactly Stellar Lumens is. So if we check out Stellar Lumens, we come here, we look at the yearly chart, right? We see it's been pumped. It's been pumped way up in May. Came back down. Obviously now it's pumping again. We look at the all-time chart. It's been around for a while. This is like akin to Ripple, this particular cryptocurrency. These type of cryptocurrencies, they move fast. They're good for micropayments, microtransactions. So, and I compare this to Ripple, and you'll find out here in a second why. But first, let's take a look at the last 3 months. You can see it's up significantly from where it was just 2 days ago. So it's getting massive volume. This could be institutional, or this could just be breaking news, but it's more than likely institutional, which could mean that it's a pump and dump, but it's come up on the radar, so we're going to chat about it. We're going to talk about it. All right, so if we go to their website, Stellar is a platform that connects banks, payment systems, and people. Integrated to move money quickly, reliably, at almost no cost. Micropayments, that's what we already mentioned previously. Send money across borders quickly for a fraction of a cent. Facilitate low-cost payments between different currencies. This coin actually moves in 2 to 4 seconds, 2 to 5 seconds. Transactions on the decentralized Stellar network resolve in 2 to 5 seconds. That's lightning quick. For any of you who've tried to send money through Western Union or on a bank even, especially, you know how 2 to 5 seconds is amazing. Sure, PayPal sends that quickly, but even then you can't access your money, get it into a bank account on PayPal because it's got to go through PayPal before it gets to your bank account. Now, finance with a mission. With a team of top technology and finance professionals, Stellar.org is a nonprofit that connects people to low-cost financial services to fight poverty and develop individual potential. Me personally, I'm a little bit suspicious when someone calls himself a nonprofit. In this day and age, we know about all of the scandals behind nonprofits. So the fact that they're in finance calling themselves a nonprofit, as nice and sweet as that is, at the same time, I'm cautious of something that calls himself a nonprofit, especially in finance. Now, that's nothing against Stellar. I'm not saying they're not great. It's It's just that in this day and age, we've had a lot of controversy behind nonprofits. I mean, even the good old Red Cross has come under um, scrutiny about that. So if we take a look at their team, you have these guys here. You can read up on them. These girls here. Their team's actually grown significantly over time. Then they have board members. All nonprofits must have, I believe, at least 2 to 5 board members. I'm not sure exactly, depending on the state where it's from. And then they have their advisors. They have CEO of Stripe, founder of AngelList, founder of WordPress. Now, advisors are different than team members that are actively involved, but they're still, big names on there. WordPress, I mean, that's huge. This guy here, now, Jeb McCaleb is the co-founder of Stellar Development Foundation. Previously, he created eDonkey 2000, which became one of the largest file-sharing networks in its time. He later created Mt. Gox, the first Bitcoin exchange. Now, if you know anything about Mt. Gox, that crashed Bitcoin. Some people were happy it crashed Bitcoin because it became a buying opportunity, but people who were not happy were the people who lost their money. And that was a big problem. The first Bitcoin exchange that got hacked, and it was the first Bitcoin exchange ever, was subsequently sold and recoded by its current owners, followed by Ripple. So he had if you just go to his Wikipedia page, he's an American programmer known for creating the peer-to-peer technologies eDonkey and Overnet, as well as the Bitcoin exchange place, Mt. Gox. He founded the company Ripple in 2011, which he left, and the foundation Stellar in 2014. So he's got his hands, his footprints are on Ripple and Stellar. So if you're following Ripple and you're big on Ripple, here you have Stellar. Now we've seen the price action with Stellar be fairly volatile actually over the span of a year. I mean, I wouldn't call these pump and dumps, but it would appear to be institutional investment. That's a pump and dump right there on that chart, right there. And then they pump it again, and then they slowly taper it back down, and then they pump it again. So this coin, it's coming up on our radar. I mean, I'm not trying to badmouth it, but I'm not liking the chart at all because it's not showing signs of healthy growth. It's showing very bizarre market trends. But the technology behind it is interesting because it's just like Ripple. It's a lightning fast micro payment platform, and that's very interesting. I like that. I also like the fact that they have a big team, an active team, an experienced team, and obviously Jed, he's got his footprints all over Ripple. Now Ripple's the one that everyone pays attention to in these micropayments, and obviously as Ripple goes up, this one can go up. So it's kind of they're tied together in a way. Which one wins out in the long run, we don't know, but this would be one of Ripple's competitors. I'm sure Jed, if he had it his way, he'd like to see Stellar take the place. But as I mentioned earlier, the fact that one's called a nonprofit in finance, that catches my attention as problematic because anytime someone it's good to claim that you're helping fight poverty, but really, I mean, we all know if you really are do-gooder, I mean, you're not supposed to talk about your charity actions, right? I mean, that at the end of the day, if you donate, anonymously. But then again, if you're not doing it anonymously and you're doing it publicly, like these guys are as a nonprofit, maybe they do have good intentions, but like I said, I mean, nonprofits have come under great scrutiny lately. I'm not trying to put down nonprofits, but the fact that they're calling themselves, these superhero nonprofit cryptocurrency that looks to eliminate poverty is a great selling point, but if it worked, okay, so that stands out to me. That's one thing that I think everything I'm cool with it except for the fact they call it, um, except for two things. Their charts look really chaotic, and they're a nonprofit. Okay, but if we look at Ripple, now Ripple, they don't really do any of that whole like we're good guys, trust us kind of stuff. They're like, look, we're a finance company, we're working with banks. I mean, yeah, sure, they have a bit of a crazy chart too, but I only get crazy suspicious when I see massive pumps like that. See, Ripple, it has that, but it's more justifiable to me. The circulating supply here is 38 billion. Total supply is 99 billion. Stellar 103 billion. 16 billion here. So we have a 24-hour volume just absolutely nuts. 12,000 Bitcoin, 12,153 Bitcoins coming in. I mean, that's why it's in the top 10, 20 on the 24-hour volume. So Ripple has a few less coins though. That's so to have a higher coin average or average price per coin be higher, less coins. These guys have a circulating supply of 16 billion right now. These guys are 38 billion, so they have more in circulation also. It's just interesting to see which one you think is going to win. Obviously, 2 cents versus 23 cents, that's a big difference. And then if you just do a little bit of research online, you can learn about our cryptocurrency micropayments, the future of content and marketing. In the era of fake news, yellow journalism, media today is in poor state. Could micropayments keep journalists honest? Basically, instead of just creating clickbait that they post online to get a bunch of clicks that people go to and they're like, oh man, this is BS, and leave a comment, then the journalist will be incentivized by honesty and having integrity in their journalism because they'll be incentivized by, micropayments. Should it be that way that people have to be incentivized to do the right thing? Well, that's a whole nother debate. We'll keep that political discussion out of this, but that's interesting that they bring that up. Micropayments obviously are great for small transactions, whereas if you're trying to pay for a pack of bubble gum with Bitcoin, that's a little bit more difficult than it would be for a micropayment like this. So if you haven't, let's say you had a 10x card and 10x was able to store all your cryptocurrencies on its card, and if you're going to the store, you can pay with Stellar Lumens, and by just putting the card in there, and they would already know, instead of Bitcoin. Whereas Bitcoin has potential to be a store of value, kind of like gold. But that's where Litecoin comes in. So Litecoin's supposed to be taking over the other microtransactions, but it's almost three-tiered, really. You have microtransactions like Ripple, then you have Litecoin, which is a faster Bitcoin, and then you have Bitcoin, which I guess if you wanted to buy a car, you could buy a car with Bitcoin. So let's look at, I spelled that wrong. Even their circulating supply, I mean, Bitcoin, as you know, is going to have 21 million. This one has 84 million, so it is mid-level. And obviously the comparison between Litecoin and Bitcoin has been Bitcoin's gold, Litecoin's silver, even in their logos, right? So it's just really interesting. But yeah, if you guys wanted to catch up on more currencies that'll catch your eye and you can see what the big ones rising are, you can go through this. Sometimes going all the way down to 12, like you can find Cardano, Waves, NXT. I haven't seen this one yet. Let's take a look at that one. What do these guys do? Slow website, that's not good. Slow websites are never good, guys, especially in technology. If you're working in technology and you have a slow website, that is not what's up. It could be my internet, though. So before we start putting down NXT, we'll just assume that it's my internet. But it might not be. Nope, my internet's working, so it's their website. And then you have NEM. You guys familiar with NEM? Let's see if their website pulls up. Okay. Smart Asset Blockchain. Let's go ahead and check out. Oh, now that's a nice healthy chart, guys. See, that's a healthy chart. Not this. I mean, yeah, sure, they had this massive volume come in and then it fell off. But then, you know, it hasn't been as crazy as Stellar Lumens. I look at Stellar Lumens chart and I see too much crazy going on right there. Could be justified. It could be institutional. It could be hype. Who knows? But it's worrisome. Now, what are these guys? Let's see. What's up with these guys? Wow. That's 8 billion in circulating supply. 21 cents. I'll have to take a look at these guys. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.